good, good. Hi, all. My
Mom.
name is Joy, as you just heard, sometimes known as Mama Joy. I started using X39 about 3 months ago. Now, my original goal when I started was to give X39 a chance to win me over. I want to tell you what's happened. It's just been, it's amazing. One weekend, I received a full panel blood test. Now, it's so ironic, so lucky. Now I had my starting numbers, so I could see what was happening with the X39 in my blood system, and also with the different functions that I kept battling, trying to keep balanced. And that was a big standing point, and I wanted to be sure to mention that. Now, night one, I had the greatest reaction to the sleep. Now, I have sleep apnea, and I've been on a BiPAP for years, and that has never given me the sleep that I got on night one. I mean, I went into a deep, deep sleep. And when I had to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, I'd come back, and normally I'd lay down and I'd stare at the ceiling for a while before I'd doze back, but not anymore, man. I went out and woke up the next morning feeling so alert, which was another big change. I love him. And I make sure that I have my sleep all planned. Yes, I do. Day 3, I had an energy increase. Whoa, that feels really good when you're 73 years old, I tell you. Day 9, I felt the fog lifting in my mind, and it became easier to focus. This was progressing every day, getting even better. Day 11, I heard myself singing. And all I could think is, what happened to my anxiety? You know? Okay, let's skip. We're going to take a big skip now. We've got the blood test and everything's going as usual, and I'm really not changing my lifestyle at all during this whole progress. We get to day 86. Yay, I got another full panel blood test. And I finally could do my comparison, and we're getting to the end of my 30-day plan. So let me tell you what happened. Everything was normal. Thyroid was normal. Cholesterol was normal. My A1C was normal. Had dropped 10 points, etc., etc., etc. Day 90, this is my latest. This is so exciting. Day 90, my doctor, pulmonary doctor, says I have serious COPD. Now, I've made some dumb decisions in my life, and smoking for over 50 years was one of them. And I destroyed my lungs. I mean, I can't remember how many times I was taken to the ER because I was having a COPD exacerbation, which affects the heart, which affects, I mean, everything goes crazy. Well, day 90, the end of this period, this 3-month period, that week before I had experienced that I'd come home from an outing, and I was on oxygen 24/7. And I come home from an outing and I go to get on my home oxygen, and then I would sit down and I go to work. So I'd be all wired up for my 24/7. Well, I think 3 different times that week, I realized I forgot to turn the oxygen on when I got home.
That's amazing.
And I went, you gotta be kidding. I said, I got out my oximeter, and now keep in mind, if I'm off oxygen, it would take me, probably 5 minutes to get over 90. I generally started out with 86 to 88% oxygen. I got out my oximeter and checked it because I'd been on oxygen all day long. I forgot to even turn on the machine. And I got out my oximeter and put it on. I was 98% oxygen without ever having used oxygen all day long. Well, ironically, I had an appointment with this same primary care that I've been going to. And I went in and I said, loan me your oximeter. And she handed it to me, and I took my breathing and I set it down. It was 97%. And she looked at me. She'd never seen anything like that before. Then I said to her, now I want you to listen to my lungs because I think I'm breathing deeper. And she listened at the top of my lungs like normal, and she heard all the air flowing and working okay. She went down to the bottom of the lungs and she put her stethoscope down. And she held it there for the longest time, and then she moved it over. Then she checked the other lung, and she walked around and she said, okay, I'm a believer. Your patches work.
Wow.
So this is the first time I've ever heard air flowing in the bottom of your lungs. Clearly, guys, let me share my perspective. Mariah talked to you about retracing a bit, the mind and body retracing. And I read the article and several articles about that. And this is exactly what I see in my 90-day experiment, is I have been riding a wave, and it started with a couple of small things, but they got fixed, and a few more things started changing. And I started smiling, and then all of these things are happening in my life. People are walking up to me saying, Joy, you really look good. Well, thanks. I like that. And it's all culminated to my even being able to breathe. I'm sitting here right now talking to you with no oxygen on.
That's amazing.
I am so blessed. What's my conclusion of my 30-day experiment? You ain't gonna see me without a patch on.